On a contemporary culture, education holds a status much like religion, which we never question. Kids nowadays can spend anywhere from 12 to 16 years of their life in education and never leave with any real life skills to live a happy and successful life. Sure, we learn basic math and English, but we're not taught how to think for ourselves, how to question an ideology. Over the course of this documentary, I'm going to inquire what the public and people in different positions in education and the workplace believe is the fastest way to success or well-being through learning. Education versus experience. To start, I spoke to a few students at different stages in education at 3 separate learning institutions across Nottingham.
I did try to start to build my career and it didn't work. And so I came back to education.
I felt like it was better to go into further education because I think by getting a degree it gives you something to fall back on.
Well, education just kind of feels like the natural, traditional next step to take.
I think for most people it's a valuable path to go down. I think they'll regret it if they don't.
I don't think it's the path for everyone because I think that everyone finds their own way into, say if we're talking about this industry, if we're talking about the media, everyone has got a completely different story as to how they got into it, and it's specific to everyone. I know lots of people who didn't need to go through education. I wanted to learn more technically about it before I went into it, because that's just the way my brain works. I need to know everything first, and so it works better for me this way.
I definitely wouldn't say it's the right path for everybody. If you already know what you're doing and you're confident that you can start a career of your own without the need for university, just go ahead. Say like if you want to be a mechanic or something, you might probably won't need to go to university to do it, if it's more of a physical skill. Just
Go back into it. Yeah, there is that option to go back into it, but I think if you have the opportunity to do it while you're at a younger age, why not do it? Like, why wait until you're older and then like you have other things to think about, like family, relationships, and more important, like real life circumstances. Whereas when you're younger, you don't have, well, obviously you're faced with some challenges, but you don't have them sort of everyday things on your mind. So I think you're more capable of like hitting your full potential by going at a younger age.
What I found out from put a lot in perspective and opened my eyes slightly to why someone would further their education instead of getting a job and building a career. To get a better insight into why someone might go back into education after deferring from a number of years and becoming a full-time mother.
I left school technically at 16. I went on to sixth form for 6 months. Didn't like the fact that it was still in school. I preferred I should have gone to a college or university straight after. Because I felt like I was still in the school environment. I left and went to a hairdressing college, started doing hairdressing on £20 a week, which was the YTS scheme that was available back in the late 80s. I had children at 19, I proceeded to have 3, and I worked behind a bar. I came from a pub background, my parents ran pubs all my life, so I decided to do the same. It wasn't until my children started with old enough to look after themselves I decided to go and retrain to do something else. So I've always wanted to work in television or in the entertainment industry. At the age of 38, I decided to go back into education. I went into education and I did my A-levels, which was BTEC level 3, which is the equivalent. Did my foundation degree, carried on to do my BA honours degree, and then I've just done a teaching certificate, so I'm hoping to be a teacher. The job that I was currently in, which was barmaiding, would never reach more than £6.75 an hour. Yeah. I wanted my kids to be proud of me. I wanted to get a job that would influence them. I think people say it's not value for money, but it depends if you do something with your degree or not. For example, today I went for a bank loan with a bank. I did try doing the same thing 7 years ago. On the occupation list, I came down as general duties, which was barmaiding. I was offered nothing. I was offered no help to get a mortgage. I've been offered nothing to get any prospects any higher up in any other job. Went in there today, and now I'm finished my university and done my degree. I am classed as a university lecturer, which gave me 3 boxes off the top. So because I had a career rather than just a job, which barmaiding was just a job, my prospects are better.
After finding out people's views with further education and whether it's actually worth it, I want to talk to a few people who have built themselves a lifelong career without spending another 4 years in education and getting themselves in quite a bit of debt.
I left college at 18. I actually applied for university and deferred for a year, as I'd been obviously in education quite a long time, and had a full-time job working for Wetherspoons. I was able to learn the job and train at the same time, which was obviously similar to what I would have been doing at university, but it meant that after doing the job for a couple of years, I was already in a better position rather than going to university and then reapplying and having to go through the training again. Now I have as much experience as I do, I feel as though I'm in a position to apply for a number of different people management jobs. I've got friends, and obviously I work with a lot of people that have experienced university, and I think the only thing that maybe I would have liked to have done is experience university more than anything else. Yeah, and I think that there should be more of an emphasis on the fact that you can gain just as much experience from working as long as you're committed to the type of work you're going to be doing.
After getting the contrast between the two lifestyles, I wanted to see if the people I'd spoken to believed what they were doing was actually worth it.
I think university is worth it depending on what you want to get out of it.
Well, if you're going if you go from college to university, it gives you like a solid ground to work with. Like, it furthers your maturity, you make friends, you just gain like life skills.
I'm in a lot of debt, but it's definitely worth it.
Me personally, yeah, I think I've gained massively, and I don't think at the age I am, I would be in the position I am if I would have gone to university. I think it might have took me a bit longer.